was the last time that you fell out of your routine or felt like you were in a bit of a slump or a funk or lacked motivation? It's very common, especially around the holidays. I know I have experienced it this year and last year. So what do we do about it? As hard-charging entrepreneurs, a lot of times we are just running. We're always moving hard. We're always moving fast. And when we get to these points, when we slow down a lot, it feels like we're hitting a brick wall. In this video, I'm gonna talk all about that. I'm gonna talk about the 4 different things that I've done that have helped me get out of my own slump. These things you can apply to your life and they can help you get out of them as well. My name is Patrick Menefee and I'm here to help you level up your money, your mindset, and your mission in order to help you become the person that you are capable of becoming. Now, these videos come out every single Monday, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you can see my bright shining face every single Monday. And you can click the link down in the description if you want to receive the Menefee Monday Motivator. It's my bi-weekly newsletter that comes out on Mondays. So how do we get out of these slumps? Well, I'm gonna share this from my perspective, from my experience, based on the slumps that I've been in over the past year, year and a half. And it's important to realize that as a starting point, a lot of times these slumps, they come from a lack of alignment or from misalignment. The actions that we're doing aren't living up to and going towards the direction that we are trying to go in our lives to fulfill the mission that we have, the vision that we have, the purpose that we have. So the first thing that I've done is I just slow down and I accept where I am. I accept that this is a little bit of a slump and I'm gonna figure out how to get out of it. The default a lot of times for me and maybe for you is just to run through it. I'm just going to do the work anyway. While there's a time and place for that, I think it's really important to realize that this is a phase, this is a slump, and you've got to figure out the way out. What I found for me is when I try to just power through it, I just say, all right, I just need to do this work or I need to get this thing done. And so I'm just gonna put my head down and grit my teeth and do it. Then it becomes a discipline problem. And when I don't do it because it's not aligned with where I'm supposed to be anyway, when I don't do it, then I beat myself up for not having discipline. And it's this downward spiral that really gets out of control. So first, start with accepting the slump and then figure out what to do about it. Now, the second step for me, once I've slowed down, is figuring out if I'm even playing the right game. And what I mean by that, I'll give you an example. A little over a year ago, I was building my lawn care company and I didn't love where I was at with it. I also had other real estate things going on that I just wasn't very happy with. I had one coaching client and I never thought about making coaching a full-time thing. As I started planning out my year, I thought, what I need to do to break out of this is I just need to do the work in the lawn care company. I just need to do the things that I don't want to be doing and play this game, and I'll force my way through it. What I realized though was that that was the wrong game. The game that I needed to be playing was the coaching game. That was where the work needed to be. So I could have dug in, and that's where I was talking about the discipline before. I could have had discipline, I could have done all of the steps in the lawn care company, but it wouldn't have mattered because it was still the wrong thing. So I'd inevitably be right back in the same slump. As soon as I realized that I was playing the wrong game and I switched and I started playing the coaching game and I started working in the personal development space, I was aligned. And when I was aligned, I knew that I was doing the right thing and it pulled me out of my slump. I got excited about the direction that I was going because the direction that I was going was aligned with my vision and was aligned with who I am and what I care about. Now, the third thing that I addressed to get out of a slump was I'm not getting the results that I want. There are very few things that are more frustrating than putting in a bunch of work, putting in the time, energy, effort, and not bearing the fruit, not seeing the result. That's where I was 6 months later. The lack of results was just a symptom. I thought that that was the main frustration point. But as I did more digging, thanks in large part to my wife giving me a little kick, I realized that the actions that I was taking weren't aligned with the target that I was working towards. I'm not even honestly sure what I was doing at the time, trying to build something for my coaching business, probably working on a lot of back-end systems. The goal was gain more clients, but those two didn't match. I wasn't putting out the content. I wasn't creating videos. I wasn't engaging with people. I wasn't going to events. I wasn't putting myself in a position to get the results that I wanted. I was doing the wrong work. Once I realized that, I could then realign the work that I was doing. I could figure out if it was work that I wasn't the best at, I could either learn it, which I did in some cases, or in other cases, I found people to help me with social media. I struggled with some of the editing and some of those things that I'm not great at, so I found someone else to take those off my plate. Now, when I got clear on the actions that I needed to take that got me to my target, it pulled me out of the slump again. And I was able to focus because I knew exactly where I was running towards and how I was doing it. Now, the fourth thing I've had to address to get out of my slump is a lot more recent. And by recent, I mean in the past week and a half. I know I'm playing the right game. I've pivoted to get there. I know that I'm actually getting the results that I want. In both my coaching business and in Charlotte Entrepreneurs, I've hit my goal. I am where I wanted to be. But now I'm entering into uncharted territory. And for me, my entire career, I've done two things. One is I've been really, really, really good at getting proficient. I get really good at whatever it is that I'm doing, but then I stop there because the other thing that I've done is I've continually pivoted. In the Army, I had jobs that lasted anywhere from 5 months to 12 months. I had one job that lasted longer than a year my entire time in the Army. And then I moved into consulting where I'm constantly changing projects. And then I got into real estate, and everything that I've done has been kind of a short period of time before I've jumped to something new. When I combine that with the proficiency piece, I've never pursued true mastery. And now I'm at the point where I have to pursue mastery. It's no longer time to pivot and play a new game. It's no longer time to, as an entrepreneur, we like to start things. We like to build things. We like to see something come from scratch. That's part of the entrepreneurial spirit, what we love. But the problem is, it's not time for me to create something new right now. It's time for me to build and really perfect the things that I've already built. This uncharted territory creates an entirely new process for me. It's caused me to slow down. And I think what's exciting and frustrating as an entrepreneur is we're like a rubber band that stretches. Everything that I've done over the course of this year has led me to be an entirely new person right now, today, than I was a year ago. And I am so much further along and so much happier with where I am. But also, I've accepted where I am. I've celebrated the win, but now it's become commonplace. It's become normal. That rubber band is stretched and it's already there. This is my new norm. And so as the new norm has gotten easier and has gotten more routine, I've gotten bored. And I know that I need to fight boredom, and I need to figure out how to do that. And that is the next step. We'll do a different video specifically talking about boredom and how to fight it. But what I found in this particular case is I need to do an entirely different type of activity. My activities from day to day are no longer figuring out what it looks like to create Charlotte Entrepreneurs and launch an event. I no longer have goals that are tangible set. I need to get 50 people to this thing on this date, or I need to launch this business by this date. That's not what I'm working on anymore. I'm still trying to figure out what the specific targets are, but now it's a different game. Now I need to learn how to communicate better. I need to learn how to create better videos. I need to engage more in the community and be of service to more people and help more people create the results that they want, that are in line with my mission. The entire work has changed and I'm in uncharted territory. And until I realized that, I was uncomfortable because I felt like I was slowing down. I felt like I was kind of grinding to a halt. It's just a new type of work. So if you're feeling a slump, you're feeling a slowdown, you're trying to figure out where to go next, I encourage you, try these 4 different things. Start by accepting it and slowing down, and don't just try to power through. Think about your environment. Are you playing the right game? If you're playing the right game, are you taking the right actions to lead to the results that you want? Are you frustrated because you don't have those results? And then what actions do you need to take to get you there? And then 4th, are you in totally uncharted territory? Are you doing something new where you've got to dig in a way that you haven't dug in before? Once you can figure out what it is that is causing the slump, for me, it was figuring out those 3 different things. It then allows you to move forward faster and gain that excitement, gain that passion, gain that thing that we all strive for as entrepreneurs. So if you like this, if this is helpful, hit the subscribe button. Again, see this bright shining face every single Monday, and I will see you back here next week.